even know how to go about doing that. So then finally one day I went home and I pulled this course off the shelf and I began to listen to it. And then I listened to it again. I said, wait a minute, some of this stuff starts to make sense here. And so then I went out and I started trying this. And you know, you never know if someone's going to say yes unless you ask them, right? And I did that. And last year here, I actually walked into a 24-unit apartment building, one duplex in a single-family home, no money down on that deal. And it's all because of the course that I studied from of Lance Edwards. Everybody, let's stand up here and give Lance Edwards a big hand of applause.
And can you guys hear me okay? The speaker working, the microphone working? All right. Hey, quick show of hands. How many of you have owned or flipped rental houses? Show of hands? Wow, very good. Thank you. And how many of you have owned or flipped apartments of any size? Duplex or higher? Show of hands? Very good. Thank you. And how many here because you want to check it out? Show of hands? All right, very good. Hi, my name is Lance Edwards. I'm welcoming my presentation, How to Profit by Flipping and Buying Small Apartments Using None of Your Own Cash or Credit. And before I get started, I first want to say thank you, Michael, for the introduction. Thank you to Metrolina. Thank you to JC and Chad for inviting me here. And for those of you that are new, if you don't know it yet, this is one of the best real estate clubs in the country. Yeah. Go around the country seeing clubs. This is one of the best. You're in absolute great hands here. Great resources, great hands. And the other thing I want to say is one of the things that I always appreciate in going to any kind of event is I always appreciate people who show up. Because perhaps you guys have maybe heard the saying, 80% of success is what? Showing up. And you guys showed up. And you obviously had other choices how to be spending your time this evening, but you chose to show up. And so I respect that. And so out of consideration of that, I want to have a little bit of fun. I want you to find someone on both sides of you, on your right and your left, pat them on the back and say, congratulations for showing up. Great job. Hard part's over. I've got it from here. And with all seriousness, with all sincerity, I do appreciate the fact that you showed up tonight and you came out expecting to receive a lot of information, a lot of content. You came out specifically to hear me speak about apartments. Implicit in your choice to show up tonight is trust. Trust in Metrolina, trust in me, that I'm going to provide you meaningful strategies. And I take that trust very seriously. So in consideration of your trust, I have two commitments to you tonight. First is I'm going to show you what we do in the apartment business. I'm going to show you what we do on a daily basis, myself and my students across the country. And my second commitment is I'm going to answer all your questions. How many of your questions am I going to answer? All of your questions. All of your questions. Now, in doing that, I only have one request, is that I ask you hold your questions to the end, because I found that if I answer questions as they pop up, many times they get answered in the course of the presentation. I've also discovered that if I stop and answer questions throughout the presentation, we'll be here till about Saturday, because I get all different sidetracks. So I'm going to ask you to hold your questions to the end. Agreed? All right, thank you. Now, with that agreement, having said that, I'm going to tell you this presentation is designed to provoke you to think differently about real estate, think differently about what's possible for yourself. And what will naturally happen is that probably in the course of the presentation, your hand's going to go up with a question. So that happens, that's okay, it happens all the time, that happens, but there's going to be a signal between us that happens. If your hand goes up in the middle of my presentation, I'm going to give you the finger. This finger, it's going to be this finger, and that's going to be our signal. Please hold your question to the end. All right. Now, with that, let's talk about apartments, about small apartments. Let's start it off right now with this fact that's going on in the marketplace. Apartments are hot. Apartments are hot right now. A lot of reasons, but they've driven by the Great Recession. Because as a result of the recession, rental demand is at record highs. Matter of fact, this is recent data recorded by rent.com. Vacancies dropped from 10.9% to 8.3% since the recession. 85% of property managers have raised rents in the past 12 months. 62% of those property managers expect to keep rising rents 6% over the next 12 months. Also, as a result of the Great Recession, there's lots of private money looking for investment outside of the stock market. Outside of the stock market. Mid-Atlantic IRA tells us this. There's $5 trillion sitting in IRAs right now, just in IRAs, and 97% of it earns less than 1% because it's in cash, money market, and CDs. That money is looking for places to reside other than the stock market. A little bit later, I'm going to tell you how you're going to get your deals in front of it. This Mid-Atlantic IRA. At the same time, interest rates are at lifetime lows. We all know this, which means apartment cash flow is at record highs, which is why apartments are hot. You got cheap money and high rental demand. That's across the entire multifamily sector. But this presentation is about small apartments. So why small apartments? Well, let me tell you some of the advantages of small apartments right up front. You can quick flip small apartments just like you do houses. And when it comes to wholesalers, where are my wholesalers out there? Show of hands. There's more than that. Where are my wholesalers out there? When it comes to flipping these properties, lots of buyers. And I'll tell you, the single largest buying group of small apartments is single-family landlords who are tired of self-managing and they're looking to move up into larger properties. That's who you're going to be wholesaling your deals to. When you wholesale, there's 5-figure payoffs, $10,000 or more. When you're buying them, there's very little cash you have to raise because these are small apartments. But there's lots of private investors. I'll be talking about who they are in a little bit in the presentation. And with small apartments, owner financing is very, very common. Probably half the deals we do have owner financing. Michael just mentioned his, which was 100% owner financing. And when you own in a small apartment, you have multiple tenants paying you, so if one of them moves out, you don't go from 100% occupancy to zero. And you can create quick wealth through something called forced appreciation, which I'm going to be teaching you. You're able to hire management companies. This is not a business where you're going to self-manage. You're going to hire management companies, that's all they do. And you can combine small apartments with your house business. So if you're doing houses now, keep doing it, but add small apartments. If you're getting started, start in small apartments. You can scale up. You can start local, scale up to regionally, nationally. You can scale up, start small, scale up to mid-size and large apartments. And you can make offers sight unseen from your kitchen table because this business is all simple math, which I'm going to be teaching you. And it's what Michael was talking about. It's all just math. No prior experience is needed to get started, and there's little competition. That's why small apartments. So in today's presentation, here's what you'll be learning. There's really 5 desired outcomes I have for you. How many desired outcomes? 5. Thank you. Number 1, I'm going to show you why small apartments should be part of every real estate investor's business. Then I'm going to show you how to start in small apartments with no previous experience, no money or credit. How to build an immediate income and achieve retirement in a few short years. Number 4, how to find the best deals with almost no work. And number 5, how to fund deals with no bank qualifying. Now, that's what I have planned for this evening, so let me check it out with you guys. Am I on the right track? Is this of interest to you guys? Everyone good? All right, very good, thank you. Now, when I get to the end of the presentation, I will be sharing with you a program, if you're interested, of how you can work with me in getting started. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you the whole entire business. Now, at this point, let me tell you a little bit about myself and my background and how did we end up in this room together in Charlotte. For me, I got started in real estate back in 2002. And most recently, I just released a book, How to Make Big Money in Small Apartments, went #1 bestseller. Been teaching this for over a decade now, or teaching it since 2007, doing it for over a decade. But it all started for me back in 2002 in Houston, Texas. Had a full-time corporate job, and I discovered real estate. And the very first training I ever took was how to buy houses, nothing down. Back when they had teleseminars. Great training. But the single most important thing I learned in that first training was this. My first mentor said, Lance, I made a lot of money doing houses, but I came to realize that to meet my financial goals, I needed to shift to multifamily. Multifamily provides bigger numbers in a shorter time period. And that made all the sense in the world to me. So when I came out of that course on houses, I came out looking to do small apartments. And my very first real estate deal of any kind was a fourplex, a small apartment that I bought, nothing down. Now that was my first deal, absolute first deal. So let me ask you guys, in your real estate journey, which deal do you think is your most critical deal? First one. Which one is the scariest? The first one. And that was true for me. But once I have that critical first deal under my belt, then it became like a launching pad for my business. Because from that point, over the next 2.5 years, I did 50 nothing down deals, still doing it on a part-time basis, still had a full-time corporate job. I bought more fourplexes than I went 10 units, 50 units, 56, 85 unit projects, always using OPM. And what does OPM stand for? Other people's money. Within 3 short years of my start in small apartments, I was able to retire from that job. I've been with them 20 years. And when I left, I went out. Now I was doing real estate on a full-time basis. I was doing that for a couple of years, and then I was approached by some members of my real estate club down in Houston, the Rich Club, and they saw I was doing these apartment deals, and they said, Lance, can you come teach us how you're doing apartments? I said, okay, sure. I had my very first seminar back in 2007. That launched the training side of my business, and that's how you come to know me today. But we remain very active in the real estate side of my business, and we do deals with our students. And the largest deal we've done with a student to date is an $11 million deal that we wholesaled. Nearly 300-unit apartment in Houston, Texas, that we put on a contract, wholesale to a buyer out of Vancouver, Canada, and it was done with 2 people who are members of this group. I'll be sharing with them. So that's what brings us here today. This is my absolute passion. Number 1 is deal making. Number 2 is teaching people how to get started. But here's my mantra. I'll tell you right now, this is it. Give me a stump and I'll start preaching to you. But you do not need to graduate from single family into multifamily. You can start with multifamily, just like I did, and just like my students are doing. And if you're doing houses right now, do both, for all the reasons I'll be sharing with you. So I keep talking about small apartments. Let's define small apartments. There's not a specific definition. This is my definition, but it's basically 2 to 30 units, which is duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes, and it gets into the commercial sector of 5 to 30 units as well. Now, in apartments, there's 3 ways to profit. How many ways to profit? 3 ways. Thank you. One is you can wholesale and flip contracts, just like you do on houses. How many of you are familiar with wholesaling? Show of hands. How many of you are brand new and just now hearing about wholesaling? It's okay, show of hands. Got some new folks, okay. Well, I want to make sure we're all on the same page, because when I talk about wholesaling, what I mean is Noah. If Noah has a fourplex that he wants to sell, I'm going to place a contract, a purchase agreement with Noah where I'm the buyer. On the contract, I'm the buyer. But I don't want to buy this fourplex. So I'm going to take my contract, what's your name, sir? To Bob. Bob's interested in buying my fourplex, and I'm going to assign my contract to Bob. I'm going to sell it to Bob, and I get an assignment fee. I get paid at the closing table, and no real estate license is required. Okay? That's wholesaling. If you're familiar with dealing with houses, it's the same process in apartments of any size. So that's one of the ways you're going to profit, is by flipping apartment contracts. The second way you're going to profit is through buying and holding these properties through passive income, which everyone's familiar with that. And the third way you're going to profit is through rehabs and turnarounds. And this is where you're going to generate additional passive income and big paydays. And this is where the math gets really fun. I'll be showing you this. So let's come to this point. I made a statement a moment ago, there's little competition in small apartments. Well, if apartments are so hot, Lance, why is there such little competition? All right, it's a legitimate, very good question. Well, let's address it right now. Because I'm going to tell you that reason is because what I've discovered, have been doing this for over a decade and teaching it for so long, is that there are 3 limiting beliefs. How many limiting beliefs? 3. Thank you. Or myths that people have about the business that keeps them from getting started. So I need to bust up these myths, because if they're lurking around, if any one of them's lurking around in your head, you're going to think you're not qualified, when in fact, every one of you is qualified right now to get started in small apartments. All right, here's limiting belief number 1. People believe this: well, hey, don't I need to graduate into apartments? Don't I go do some house deals And after I've done a sufficient number of house deals, don't they give me a cap and gown and walk me across this stage and play the song? No, there's no graduation. It's simply a decision to get started in this business. Now I'll be showing you all kind of case studies in the presentation, but here's Exhibit A. There's my very first deal of any kind, that small apartment I bought with 100% seller financing, just like Michael was talking about. The lady lived in Hawaii. This deal was in Houston. I never even met her. She did no credit check on me whatsoever, and I had nothing down cash flow at closing. I just decided to start in small apartments. Now, there's a second limiting belief that keeps people from getting into the business or thinking they're not qualified, and it's this one. A lot of people think, well, hey, don't I need big cash or big credit to do these apartment deals? Very logical question, very reasonable. These can be bigger properties. And we might think, hey, I don't have the personal financial resources to do these deals. Well, the fact of the matter is you're not going to be using your personal financial resources. And I'm going to be making this point throughout the entire presentation. But one thing I want to do to help dispel this myth right now is, with JC's permission, I'm going to speak a little bit of real estate blasphemy. Come on. Because when we come into the industry, when I came into the industry, they label us a real estate what? Investor. Exactly. Now, let me ask you a question. If I say the term investor, what does an investor have a lot of? Money. Money. Well, wait a minute. They brought me into the industry. They told me I'm a real estate investor. They sent me out there, and I'm declaring to everyone I'm a real estate investor. But in the back of my mind, I got this little voice. And this little voice says, wait a minute, Lance. You don't have the money to do these deals. You don't have the resources to do these deals. You're not really a real estate investor. And that little voice takes most people out of the game just because of the wrong label we're putting on ourselves. So I think that's the wrong label. Let me try a different label. Term entrepreneur. Now, what do entrepreneurs look for? Opportunities? Deals? Absolutely right. We're deal makers. Matter of fact, look at the definition of an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is someone who pursues his or her vision using the time, talent, and resources, that is the cash and credit, of others. And what is the key word in that definition? Others. Others. So if you're in this room and you're in the club and you want to learn how to buy real estate or how to buy apartments using other people's money, I will submit you're not a real estate investor, but rather you're a real estate entrepreneur. Because as a real estate entrepreneur, we have an incredibly simple business model, because we're always marketing for two things. How many things we're always marketing for? Two things. Deals and dollars. Deals and dollars. On one hand, I'm out to find the deals. I want to find the motivated sellers that I can put those properties under contract. Then, on the other hand, I'm out marketing to find the dollars. Dollars means if I want to wholesale this deal, if I want to flip this contract, dollars means I need to find a buyer. If I want to hang on to this deal, finding the dollars means I need to find a private investor and invest with me into that property. But at the end of the day, we are simply finding deals and finding dollars and matchmaking. We are simply matchmakers. What are we? Matchmakers. And the sooner you wrap your mind around that, you come to realize this business has nothing to do with your dollars, has nothing to do with your personal financial resources, has everything to do with your ability to find the deals and find the dollars and bring those together. And that's when you start to scale up. So as entrepreneurs, what I discovered early on in any business is that there are two business models. How many business models? Two business models, thank you. If I'm starting a business, I can either choose to start a high volume business or I can start a high ticket business. Now, a high volume business is a business where I have a high volume of transactions, I have a high volume of activity, but I'm making small to modest profit per transaction. Think McDonald's, high volume, jillion burgers sold. The other type of business model is a high ticket business. And this is a business where I'm going to deal in high ticket, high priced items. I'm going to make high profit per transaction, but I'm going to do fewer transactions and have lesser activity. That's any business. And then years ago, when I was introduced to real estate, I discovered this thing called wholesaling, which we just talked about. And I said, I like the idea of wholesaling. I'm going to start wholesaling. I can do that on a part-time basis. So I put together a business plan. And my initial business plan had a goal. And the goal was to generate $100,000 over the next 12 months through wholesaling. All right, there's my goal. So how am I going to get there? Well, they taught me at my real estate club that if I was going to wholesale house contracts, if I was going to flip house contracts, flipping the paper, I could expect to make $3,000 to $5,000 per deal, per flip. Well, let's assume I make $5,000 per flip. If I want to make $100,000 over the next year, at $5,000 per deal, how many deals do I need to do? 20. That's right. So I looked at that, and I said, wait a minute. That's almost 2 deals per month. I've got to find more than 2 deals per month. I've got to find 2 buyers per month. I've got to have basically 2 closings per month. Well, I don't have that kind of time. I'm starting off on a part-time basis. I had micro time. So then I asked myself a question. I asked, instead of making $5,000 per deal, what if I made $50,000 per deal? If I make $50,000 per deal wholesaling, how many deals do I need to do now to make $100,000? Just 2. And that's another reason why I decided to get started in apartments, because greater leverage of my time. I had micro time. So I will say, why not do both? Don't stop doing your house business. If you're doing house wholesales right now, do both. Add small apartments, because many of your buyers are going to be the same people that are buying your houses. Just add small apartments. Or if you're brand new, like I was when I got started, you start with small apartments. Now let me share with you a couple of case studies to make this point about wholesaling. This one is with Peter Arianis, one of my students, one of our Circle of Champion members, lives in New York City. This is his very first real estate deal of any kind. He found this 66-unit apartment in Ohio. Now where did I say Peter lives? New York, doing an entirely different state. Put this property under contract, sight unseen, with the intent to flip his contract. No credit checks being done on Peter, because he's not the one that's going to be buying the property. He's going to basically flip his contract to the end buyer. He made $60,000 on his very first deal in upfront cash plus passive income on a property he'd never even owned, and he had $100, only $100 in the deal. And that $100 was used for FedEx packages between New York City and the closing table in Ohio, and in one of those FedEx packages coming back to him was this check. There's the check made out to Peter, $36,110, which his buyer paid him at the closing table. But Peter negotiated for another $30,000 to be paid by his buyer out of the cash flow of the building. So his gross receipts were $66,000 on this deal. Now he needed to raise $5,000 earnest money for the contract. Peter didn't have $5,000 earnest money, so he raised that from a private investor, paid them back out of the proceeds of the closing, and his net was $60,000 on his first deal. Peter didn't graduate from anything. He never did a house deal. He didn't even graduate from college. He simply decided to get started in apartments. Here's one more. This is Henry Serrano using a strategy called peas in a pod that I'm going to be teaching you. He's on the West Coast, lives in Fresno, California. Henry'd been out doing house flips. He got involved with apartments. This is his very first apartment he put under contract. It was a triplex. How many units are there in a triplex? 3. This is the smallest small. The only thing smaller than this is a duplex. So he put it under contract. He went out and flipped it. He made $16,500 on that first deal, flipping that first deal. When he closed with his buyer, he went back to his buyer and said, would you like some more triplexes? He said, yeah, bring me all the triplexes you can find. He found more, flipped his next one, made $10,000 on the second triplex. He did all of that in the span of 60 days. He made $26,500 doing 2 deals in the span of 60 days. 5-figure checks on these higher ticket items. All on a property he didn't own, and he had used none of his own cash in this transaction. So wholesaling small apartments on a part-time basis and getting those chunks of cash, this is how you pay your bills today. But now let's talk about this. How do you become financially free in a few years buying apartments using none of your own cash or credit, just like Michael was talking about. Oh, yeah. Well, let's talk about financial freedom. Let's lay a foundation here, because anytime we talk about financial freedom, there are 3 components of financial freedom. How many components? 3. Thank you. One component is active income. And active income is where we trade our time for dollars. We mostly know it as a job, right? Wholesaling is a form of active income. It pays very well, but if we're not actively doing it, those checks are going to stop coming in. Second component of financial freedom is passive income, and this is the mailbox money. This is where the money comes in without our active involvement. And in apartments, how do we derive passive income primarily? Rents. That's going to be your buy and hold properties. And the third component of financial freedom is your net worth. This is your savings, your nest egg, your equity. And you're going to quickly create your net worth and grow your net worth through the rehabs and improvements using the simple math I'm getting ready to show you. You can have all 3 simultaneously with small apartments. You can be doing active income, passive income, and growing your net worth all simultaneously. So the strategy I want to share with you is what I call the quick and slow income approach to apartments. And it's my very favorite strategy, and it's basically this. Flip one, flip one, flip one, hold one. Flip small apartment contracts for $10,000 to $50,000 or more per contract, and do that on a part-time basis. Replace your active job income with the active income of wholesaling. Now you're working for yourself. And then you start small and you move to mid-size and larger apartments so the checks start getting even bigger. And along the way, you cherry pick the apartments that you want to hang on to, and you're going to keep them for passive income till we have total financial freedom, where now you have the mailbox money coming in and you don't need to be, wholesaling is a choice at that point. So under that strategy, how many units do you need to own to be able to declare your financial freedom from a passive income standpoint? Well, for your business plan, here it is. Let me share the numbers. Expect $100 per month passive income cash flow per apartment unit. Now, when I say cash flow, I mean money in your pocket. That's after paying all the expenses. That's after paying the management company. That's after paying your investors. $100 net per door. So I've done the math. If you want $200,000 per year passive income, you need to own 160 doors. If you want half that, it's 80 doors. If you want half that, $50,000 per year is 40 doors. The point is, that's how close everyone is to financial freedom right now. It's not some goal 40 years away. It's however many doors you need to accumulate. Now, let's say your number is 80 doors. You want to have $100,000 a year passive income. To get 80 doors, do you have to go out and do one 80-unit apartment complex? Or can you break it up into smaller ones? You can break it up. You can do both. But what I recommend is start small. Get that critical first small apartment deal under your belt. Get that confidence. And once you do that, your brain's going to say, how do I do more just like that? And you're going to scale up from there. So my recommended strategy is you start small and scale up to mid-size and large apartments. That's why I emphasize small apartments. Let me give you passive income. Some of you might recognize these gentlemen. These are Dennon Williams and Terry Warren. Dennon lives in Denver. Terry lives down in Greenville. And they're members of the club. And when I first met them and started working with them, they had no prior real estate experience other than owning their own homes. And they both simultaneously had been laid off from their jobs of 25 years. And they wanted to start buying rental income, rental properties. But they had no W-2s to show. How much will a bank loan you if you have no job and no W-2? Goose egg. So they were by definition unbankable. Yet they wanted to start buying rental property. This is one of the deals they did. This one's up in Winston-Salem. They bought this 12-unit property. This property produces $3,500 per month passive income. $3,500 a month cash flow after paying all the bills, after paying all the investors. So that's $300 per unit passive income using a strategy that I taught them. Remember, I told you expect $100. on the previous slide, they're doing triple that. They bought this property with 100% financing and no bank qualifying. So when I talk about small apartments, it's the bread and butter deals just like these that you're going to cherry pick while you're flipping the others. So the third component of financial freedom was your net worth. So now, how do you quickly change your net worth with small apartments? Well, it's through something that's called forced appreciation. What's it called? Forced appreciation. This is where you're going to quickly change your net worth. This is my favorite wealth creating strategy with apartments. Because the one thing I need to tell you is that when it comes to evaluating an apartment, apartments are evaluated based on the numbers. Based on the what? The numbers, meaning the financials. And there's two simple formulas. How many formulas? Two formulas. And once you understand these two formulas, you understand how to evaluate apartments, just like Michael was talking about. And here they are. The value of an apartment building equals the NOI divided by something called the market cap rate. And what does NOI stand for? Net operating income. Thank you. And the net operating income is simply the revenue minus the expenses of an apartment. Revenue, how do we primarily derive revenue on an apartment? Rent. And there'll be some other ancillary things, late fees, application fees, vending fees, which is primarily the rent. Expenses includes everything to run that building, including the maintenance, the taxes, the insurance, your management company, everything to run that building. Armed with those two formulas, you can evaluate any deal, sight unseen. But here's back to a forced appreciation. What this tells us is that if you raise the NOI, you automatically raise the value and you force appreciation. You force the value to go up by raising that NOI. And what are some common ways to raise NOI? Raise the rent. Raise the occupancy. Lower expenses. Forces the NOI up. It automatically forces the value of your buildings to go up in a very predictable manner because it's all simple math. Let me give you an example to show the point. Let's take a 20-unit apartment. Current occupancy is 78%. That's not good. The NOI is $39,600 per year. And in the market we're in, the market cap rate is 8%. What's the value of that building? Well, it's that formula right there. NOI divided by market cap rate. 39,600 divided by 8%. The value of that building is $495,000. I mean, laid eyes on it. So let's say I buy it for the $495,000, and I'm going to, of course, use other people's money. Come back to that in a moment. I'm going to buy this property, and I want to stabilize it. I want to improve it. So I'm going to add new management, put in $40,000 of rehab to spruce it up, which I'm also going to get from private money. Stabilize that property. So I'm going to raise the occupancy from 78% to 90%. The new NOI is $54,000 per year, which I can calculate by simple math. So the new value of that building stabilized is $675,000. The $54,000 divided by the 8% market cap rate. Back of an envelope. I just figured out my strategy. So here's the profit. The new value will be $675,000. I buy it for $495,000. I put in $40,000 rehab. So the profit on this deal will be $140,000. I can calculate this before I even go into the deal, knowing exactly what my profit's going to be. That's forced appreciation. Now, I'm going to be showing you how to buy these properties for less than retail price, so you have actually even more equity built in. You're going to have equity at the closing table. So you've created $140,000. What are you going to do with it? Well, let's cash it out. There's options on how you can cash out your equity that you just created through forced appreciation. One option, I just sell the building. I sell the building, get cash, I'm out of the deal. Right? Another option, I could sell it for cash, take the cash, and use it as down payment on another apartment building, but now I'm going to do it on a bigger one and do it all over again and ramp up. A third option, I don't want to sell the building. I want to take that new value, that new raised value that I created, and I'm going to get a new appraisal. The bank's going to come out, use the same math that I just showed you, and put a new loan, refinance it, pull out cash, and use that cash to keep it. And by the way, I keep it tax-free. That cash I pull out is tax-free when I refinance. It's just a loan. Or I could refinance it, take that cash out, tax-free, and invest that in another apartment building. Now I own 2 apartment buildings, and I can do forced appreciation on the next one while I'm still getting cash flow on the first one. That's the power of leverage and forced appreciation. Now, let me give you a case study. This is one of my deals. You may be saying, but Lance, I don't want to get into rehab. I don't want to rehab. That's fine. Let's flip them. Here's a deal I found. This was a 56-unit, vacant, boarded up apartment complex. You can see the boards. This property was so nasty, the crackheads would come at night and pull the plywood off the windows, off the doors, so they could go in at night, strip the copper wiring, strip the copper piping out of each individual unit so they could go sell the copper for scrap for dope money. Real fixer-upper. Absolute mess. Found this deal. The seller was asking $850,000. Said, well, it's not worth $850,000. I ran my numbers. I got her on a contract for $225,000, a 56 unit. I did my math. Here's my forced appreciation math. The rehab cost was going to be $600,000, which I got from a contractor who went in and gave me a free bid because he wanted to win the project. I calculated the stabilized value was $1.5 million, so the equity that could be created in this deal was $675,000. But I didn't want to do the project. I didn't want to get into that project. So what am I going to do with it? If I don't want to keep it, what can I do with it? Wholesale it. So I wholesale it to a rehabber. He was going to create the $675,000 over the next 12 months. He was going to put in the rehab money. He was going to stabilize it, fill it up, do forced appreciation, and he paid me $37,000 for my contract on this absolute mess. So this leads to the third limiting belief that keeps people out of the business. Well, Lance, I don't want to deal with tenants and toilets. Show of hands. How many of you want to deal with tenants and toilets? No, you don't. No, you don't. At least I don't. I wouldn't do this business if I deal with tenants and toilets. So how do you avoid dealing with tenants and toilets? You guys know the answer. Property management. So let's talk about property management in the context of small apartments. And to do this, I'm going to use a case study. This is our 294-unit deal. This is an $11 million deal. I wholesaled. Property's in Houston. I wholesaled it to a buyer in Canada. So he lives in Vancouver. Property's down in Texas. So he's not going to be able to drive by every Saturday afternoon and check on his property. So we hired him a third-party management company. And the key thing I want to emphasize here is company. When I talk about property management, I don't mean hiring a person to look after my buildings. I mean hiring a company. They have staff, they have resources, they have systems, and all they do is manage apartment buildings. And I'm looking for someone who manages, or a company who manages several hundred doors for multiple clients. They have several hundred doors under management, but they have multiple clients. And the reason I'm looking for someone like that, because they're going to do everything for me. Do the leasing, do the maintenance, pay the bills. And the other reason I want a management company with several hundred doors is because I want to leverage their economy of scale. Which means they have a roving maintenance team. Now, on a big property like this one, nearly 300 doors, they had 3 full-time maintenance men on staff. Had a certified AC tech. They had a guy that could do light electrical, a guy who could do light plumbing. It was a big property. It was self-contained. Had everything. But if I have my little sixplex, can I afford to have a full-time maintenance man? No, obviously not. So what I want to do is tap into the economies of scale of the management company who manages several hundred doors, because they will have a roving maintenance team. They have a certified AC tech, a guy who do light electrical, another one who do light plumbing, and they move them from property to property that they have under management. And when they come to work on my property, they just bill me for the hours they work on my property, but I'm getting them at their cost, their hourly rate. I'm not paying trip fees or the profits built into it. I'm getting it at cost. So I'm getting savings, which keeps my expenses down, which keeps my NOI up and my values up. Another way we're going to leverage the economy of scale of that management company if they manage several hundred doors, they have buying power. What do they have? What do they have? Buying power. So they can go out and negotiate discounts on the materials that I need to operate the building, the paints, the carpets, etc. And I get materials at their cost, which also cuts my expenses. And the third way we're going to leverage their scale, when it comes time to raise private money, investors, many times people say, well, Lance, why would anyone invest with me in my apartment building? I've never done apartments before. I don't have any experience. You're going to use their experience. You're going to take their resume, this company that manages several hundred doors and has done it for years, and you're going to put their resume in your credibility kit. And someone says, what's your experience? It's my team. Here's my experience right here. And that's how you're going to get your first deal done. And of course, the property pays their fee, the management fee. One of the other reasons people shift from single family into multifamily on buy and holds is because with a multifamily property, there's more revenue. There's more income coming in. So I can afford to hire the best management companies to do everything for me. There's simply enough revenue to get everything done. So when it comes to dealing with tenants and toilets, here's my mantra. Never, 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 how often? Never self-manage. You're going to hire management companies who manage a few hundred doors, and you're going to manage the managers. And by the way, I'm going to be providing you the property management questions that you're going to be using to select and interview your management companies. So with that, we've got the 3 limiting beliefs behind us. We've broken those up. So now you recognize that you are qualified to start small apartments right now. So what do you need to get started? Well, here's your toolkit. Here's what you need. You need a handheld calculator, a phone, and internet access. And because all of you have a cell phone, I know you all got that. It's all on your cell phone, right? You got the tools. You got the calculators all there. Oh, you do need 6th grade math skills, because remember these 2 formulas. You got to be able to work these 2 formulas. And because of this fact, this is another reason why I got started in apartments, because it's all based upon the numbers, which means it's perfect for part-time. I could evaluate deals at night after work. I could evaluate deals by running the numbers. I could make my offers sight unseen at night. It's all based upon the numbers. You can do this from your kitchen table. You can be submitting offers on deals anywhere in the country, and you make offers sight unseen. If you notice, there is not an automobile in that toolkit. This is not driving for dollars. We're going to make offers sight unseen. All right, so there's your toolkit. So where do you start doing your prospecting? Well, before I go there, when I say it's based upon the numbers, here's the way you do your analysis. You ask for 2 financial statements. How many financial statements? 2. On the apartment, you're going to ask for the profit and loss statement, otherwise known as the P&L. And specifically, you want to ask for a trailing 12-month P&L. Trailing 12-month P&L. It's called a trailing 12. What's it called? Trailing 12. And a trailing 12 shows the revenue by month, the expenses by month, and the NOI by month. And for each month, there's a column. For the preceding 12 months, it shows how everything's doing. You want a trailing 12 month because you want to see if the NOI has been going up for the last 12 months or going down. And once you know the NOI, you can determine the value. You're also going to ask for a rent roll. What are you going to ask for? Rent roll. And this is simply a listing. This is a listing of all the units in that apartment building, all the units in the apartment building, who lives in each unit, which ones are vacant. It shows how much rent they actually pay, each person, and which ones are behind a month or 2, which is really a vacancy. Now, armed with those 2 documents, you can make your offers. Now, I'm going to be providing you with the software that does it for you. And also going to be providing you with my apartment analysis manual, which shows you precisely how to do it, reading these rent rolls and these P&Ls. All right, so now you're armed. You know how to start evaluating deals. How do you go find these deals? Well, I want you to start thinking nationally, because there's your territory. It's a big one. It's the entire country. But in all seriousness, you certainly can start in your own backyard, but are you limited to your own backyard? No. You can pick markets anywhere across the country and make offers because you don't need to see the property. You can pick the hot markets if you want to. Start doing your prospecting in there. Once you pick your market, here's where you're going to find your deals. And there's 3 primary sources. How many sources? 3, thank you. One is going to be on websites. A second method is going to be broker pocket listings. And broker pocket listings are the listings the brokers are holding to themselves, the best deals. And the third is going to be through direct mail. Now, I'm going to be providing you the script for talking to brokers. I'm going to be providing you the script for talking to sellers. And I'm going to be giving you the letters and postcards that you're going to send out. But let's talk about websites, because this is my favorite strategy. One reason it's free, because it's nada. You can work from your PC. You can look at deals anywhere in the country. Here's some examples of the websites. LoopNet. Show of hands, how many are familiar with LoopNet.com? Thank you. How many of you, this is the first time you've heard about LoopNet.com? All right, well, go online. You can get a free account. It's a listing of commercial properties for sale in North America, U.S. and Canada. You can check the box. You can type in Memphis, Tennessee, click the box multifamily, and you'll get a list of listings. Another website is MLS, the multiple listing service. Now, people think MLS is primarily houses, and it is primarily houses, but you will find particularly small apartment deals on MLS. Everything up to 50 doors that you don't even realize. So you start doing your prospecting through the websites, but let me tell you, you have to know how to separate the trash from the treasure when you start going through these websites, because there's plenty of trash, a lot of junk on there. I don't want you wasting time on the junk. So you got to know how to separate that trash from the treasure. Now, I'm going to be providing you 3 pages worth of websites. These are only 2. There's lots of different websites you can do your prospecting from your desk. So let me show you how to pick the treasure. This is what we do when it comes to websites. Here's a property in Memphis, Tennessee. You look over to the right, 16 units. They're asking $75,000 and has a 20% cap rate. Cap rate. Well, what you want to do to find these, the first thing you want to do is sort by cap rate. You go from high to low. The properties with the higher cap rates are going to be the better deals on a relative basis. You're going to sort by cap rate. Then we look at the price per door. This property is $4,700 per door, and I can tell you right now, without even clicking on it, it is a turnaround. It is probably vacant. Matter of fact, when you open it up, it is a turnaround. It's a vacant property, which means it could be a candidate for either buying to do a rehab and do forced depreciation ourselves, or if I don't want to buy that rehab, what else could I do with it? Wholesale it to rehabbers. That's one you want to make an offer on. Here's another one, still in Memphis. It's 7 doors, 7 units, asking $175,000, 11.9%. Again, we sort by the cap rate. It's got a cap rate that's higher than the market cap, so these are ones we're going to focus on. And it's $25,000 per door, which is $175,000 divided by 7 units. That's within our guidelines of a property that we want to take a look at. And when you click on it, you find out this property is 100% occupied, and you run the numbers, and it's indeed underpriced. You need to make an offer on that one. Either buy it, or if I don't buy it, what else am I going to do with it? Wholesale it. That's how you quickly separate the trash from the treasure on the websites. Those 2 simple filters right there. Now, let me give you a case study. These are 2 of my students who found their very first deal on MLS. Matter of fact, this property was not anywhere else. It was not on LoopNet. It was only on MLS. My first student is Dale Steinman, lives in Kansas. His partner is Anil. He lives in Illinois. They had no prior apartment experience. They found this 30-unit property in Ohio. They each live in a different state. The property is in another state. This was on MLS. This was on MLS. And when they looked at it, the property was mismanaged. They dug into it. The same owner had owned it for years. He had self-managed it. He had ignored it. It had low occupancy. It was a mess. They bought this 30-unit property for $250,000, which is basically $8,000 per door. And they bought it themselves so they could do the turnaround on it. They did the turnaround, spruced it up. They only needed about $2,000 rehab, per door. New value was $600,000. They bought it for $250,000, and they used none of their own cash, used other people's money to buy it Oh, the rehab was $95,000 on this one. They also used other people's money on that. They had none of their own cash in the deal, so their profit on this property was $255,000 through forced appreciation on a buy and hold they did on a property they found on MLS, on a website. That was nowhere else. Here's a case study. This is a father and son team. They found this deal through a broker who they found on a website. That's Dan Badinghouse, who lives in Indianapolis. That's his 18-year-old son, Dylan. They found this deal from a broker on a website. It was their very first apartment deal. It was 36 units in Ohio. Again, different state. This property had fallen out of escrow. It had been in escrow with another buyer. Buyer couldn't close. It fell out of escrow. They got the call. But the 18-year-old was the one calling the brokers to develop the relationship. 18-year-old kid. They put it under contract. They flipped it. They made $30,000 on this deal, and they closed it in 9 business days, which is a record amongst my students so far. Now, the secret to talking to brokers is scripts. And I had to share this one because this is from an 18-year-old kid who knows nothing from nothing, but he can read. And what he wrote is, the scripts are awesome. I'm 18 years old and I can talk to brokers like I've been doing it for years. I even show them up sometimes. If a kid like me can do it, anybody should be able to, just by having the right language. And reminder, I'm going to give you the scripts. I'm providing those scripts talking to brokers. So that's how you're going to be finding your deals. So now, how do you fund your deals using none of your own cash or credit? Well, there's a lot of different funding sources that we utilize, but I'm just going to, for the purpose of this presentation, I'm going to give you the top 3. The top what? The top 3. These 3 will get you into most of your deals right here. The top 3 funding sources for small apartments, particularly small apartments. Number 1 is seller financing. Heard Michael say that. That's how he did his deal. Second one is self-directed IRA investors. What kind of IRA investors? Self-directed IRA investors, which means they can take their money in their retirement account and invest it in my project. And the third is partners. Let's look at seller financing. This is my favorite strategy. Favorite strategy. And if you're not familiar with seller financing, basically it means instead of the owner taking cash down payment, the owner is going to take back monthly payments. I want to make monthly payments to that owner instead of giving cash. The owner becomes the bank, which means there's no bank qualifying. Sellers don't ask you for credit. They don't ask you for your financials. You just propose the seller financing. It's very, very common in small apartments, which is another reason for small apartments. Owner financing is very common. Half of our deals are done in owner financing. Half. Here's a secret to it. Ask. Just like Michael said. You just ask. You put it out there. Because every one of your offers will include seller financing options. Every offer that we send out, that you're going to be sending out, there's 3 options in every offer. How many options? 3. And 2 of those options are for seller financing. And we make it a point to show them why it's in their best interest to accept seller financing. How they're going to make more money and how they're going to defer their taxes. And literally, once they see the math, once they see the numbers, they say, oh, this looks really interesting. Let me give you a case study on seller financing. This is Ernie and Rowan Enriquez. They live in San Francisco. They bought this 4-plex in Las Vegas. Again, another state. The seller was asking for cash. I just want cash. I will only accept cash. I hear you. They proposed 85% seller financing to that owner, and he agreed. They asked, and they showed them all the advantages for him agreeing to that. All right, the second top source of funding sources for your small apartment deals are going to be self-directed IRA investors. And let me give you an example here. This is a 50-unit apartment deal of mine where I was buying, needed $250,000 down payment, cash down payment on this one. So I presented it to self-directed IRA investors. Again, when it's self-directed, a self-directed IRA investor can select to use the money in their retirement account to invest in my project. It's a private bank. I met them at my real estate club, and your private investors are sitting in this room right now. Right now. self-directed IRAs, or even just individual, regular money, cash. Again, remember what I said up front. There's $5 trillion sitting in IRA accounts today, and 97% of it's earning less than 1% because it's in cash, money market, and CDs. And it's looking for somewhere to invest other than the stock market. So you get your deals in front of that money. All right, the third top source for funding your deals is going to be partners. What's the third top source? Partners. Again, I'm going to come back to these gentlemen. These are your fellow club members, Denton and Terry. Remember their story? They had no prior real estate experience. They'd been laid off. They were unbankable. And they wanted to start buying real estate. In their first 10 months, they did 4 projects. They bought 4 projects. And they funded $6 million of real estate purchases using 0 of their own cash and 0 of their own credit. No W-2, no job, no experience. They did it with a partner. They found a partner. The partner put up all the cash. The partner put up the cash for the down payment, for all the fees associated. And the partner signed for the mortgage. In exchange, the partner got ownership interest in the properties. But Denton and Terry together maintained the lion's share of the ownership because they were the ones who put the deal together. $4 million. Or excuse me, $6 million across 4 deals. Not once they pulled their cash or credit. So what are the keys to the success when it comes to getting these deals financed through other people's money? Well, there's 2 keys to success. One of them is you have to know how to recognize a good deal. It has to be a good deal for you. It has to be a good deal for the investor. And secondly, you have to know how to structure your private money deal and how to present it. So you can present to your private investor or your seller for seller financing all the reasons why this is a good deal for them. Now I'm going to teach you, and I'm going to help you get the funding on your deals. So that is a small apartment business. That's what me and my students do on a daily basis across the country. And if you see that small apartments are a vehicle for you to create cash flow and wealth, like I did when I first discovered it, you have 3 choices right now. One is you can do nothing. And I hope that's not anyone in this room, because you guys chose to show up. Boy, I like apartments, but I'm not going to do anything. Second choice is you can go it alone. And I understand this one. I'm a man. I don't like to read instructions. No one can tell me anything. Don't ask directions. The path of going it alone is painful and it's very expensive, because now you're going to let the street teach you all the ways not to do it right. And the third way to get started, you can get help and get proper training. So with your permission, may I share with you a program how you can work with me and get you started in your first small apartment deal? Are you okay? All right, thank you. This is my small apartment school. And in my small apartment school, there are 3 components. One is a home study system. Second component is live training with me. And the third component is follow-up support, getting you into your first deal. Now, component number 1 is the home study system. This is my Multifamily Success 2.0 home study systems. It's A to Z on apartments. It's recordings from a live boot camp that covers everything associated with apartments. And I'm going to give you the boxes of box materials right in the back you're going to be receiving. The program is $1,497 for that home study course. What you're going to be learning is how to easily analyze apartment deals sight unseen. Where to find the best small apartment deals nationwide. How to make your offers with seller financing option. Again, how many options do we put into every offer? 3. And 2 of those are for seller financing. You're going to learn how to write your purchase contract with no risk escape clauses. Now let's talk about this, because one of the questions people often have when it comes to apartments, they'll say, Lance, if I put a contract on an apartment, what if I can't find a buyer? What if I can't find an investor? Am I stuck with this apartment contract? The answer is no. Because when you sign an apartment, when you sign a contract for an apartment, all you're agreeing to do is to conduct something called the due diligence. What's it called? Due diligence. And you have 45 days. How long do you have? 45 days to examine everything about that property, to decide if you want to move forward with it. If you decide you don't want to move forward with it, you execute your escape option and you get out of that contract with 0 penalty. What kind of penalty? 0. And this is common in commercial. So I want everyone to understand, when you sign the contract, all you are signing is an agreement to do due diligence. And if you find anything you don't like about that apartment, including, I don't like the color of the grass on Thursdays at 2 o'clock, you get out of the deal. With what kind of penalty? 0 penalty. And that's important because a lot of people hesitate to make offers because they're worried if they make an offer, what if I go into contract? If I go into contract, what if? All you're doing is getting this under control, and you got 45 days to decide if you really want to do it. It's due diligence. So back to the home study. What you're also going to learn is how to verify the deal with due diligence. I'll teach you how to do the due diligence. You're going to learn how to wholesale your apartments for those 5-figure checks, how to find your buyers on your wholesale deals, and how to buy with 100% financing using none of your own cash or credit. And this is actually the biggest portion of the program, is the 100% financing. You're going to learn how to find and attract your investors and how to present your deals to private investors even when you have no prior experience, by knowing how to properly structure and present the deal. You're going to learn how to handle the earnest money. You're not going to be using any of your own money for earnest money. You'll learn how to choose the best property management companies. Because again, never self-manage. And you'll learn how to do it all part-time, just like I did. Now, what you're going to be receiving in the physical box and the materials, it consists of 13 CDs, so you can listen to it as you're driving around town. I also had the entire event videotaped, so if you're more visual, you can watch the training with me teaching and having questions being answered. And I took the audios and had that transcribed, so if you prefer to read it, you can read the entire transcript. And this program covers all sizes of apartments, small, mid-size, and large. I'm emphasizing small as a place to start, but what I want you to realize is that the way we do small is the same way we do mid-size and large. It's just more zeros. It's organized along 7 logical modules, and it includes your system manual, which is all the forms and templates you're going to be using for your business, including all of your direct mail templates and all the scripts that you're going to be following. Now in that systems manual, you're going to find your step-by-step checklist, the deal analysis software for analyzing these deals that can run the numbers for you, the real estate websites list where you're going to find your deals, the actual agreements you're going to use, the fill-in-the-blank offer letters with those 3 options, where 2 of them are seller financing. The fill-in-the-blank template you're going to use, just follow the template. And then when it comes to assigning your contracts and wholesaling it, I'm going to give you your assignment letters. You're going to receive your due diligence checklist for doing the due diligence on the deal. The non-compete forms that you're going to have your prospective buyers sign before they show them the details. All the letters and postcards that you just send out. And let me tell you, our postcards right now are killing it. Our response rate on our postcards, depending on markets, is anywhere from 5% to the high has been 32%. And if you're familiar with direct mail, that's just it's unprecedented. It's unprecedented. I'm going to give you that same postcard template. You can receive all your advertising templates, the presentation materials you're going to be using in presenting your deals, the property manager interview questions for selecting your management companies, the asset management reports you're going to use to keep tabs on your buildings, wherever they may be, the scripts for speaking with brokers, the scripts for speaking with sellers, and your daily dashboard for time management. Now let me say this. People sometimes say to me, well, Lance, God, I'd love to do it, but I just wish I had more. I don't have the time. When I got started, I worked in a company, I was working 60 hours a week. And it was a company where if I didn't meet my quarterly numbers, I was fired, summarily fired. Absolute pressure cooker. So I had precious micro time. And so I developed a system, I called it my dashboard, of knowing what to precisely focus on each week to know that I was on the right path. And that system was what allowed me to escape there within 3 short years. Now, the physical box, I'm going to give it to you at the event. We have a limited number of those. If you don't get one of the boxes here, we'll be sending it to you. It'll arrive in a few days. But as soon as we process your order, we're also going to allow you to immediately download the complete digital version for your PC or your tablet. When we process your order, we're going to send an email to your inbox, give you access to a website with your own password, and you get access to all the materials digitally, and you can download it to whatever device you want to have it on. And on that website, I'm also going to give you links to these deal-making videos with students. You're going to see actual deals being analyzed with my students, actual deals being done as we step through the process, and you're going to see me touring an apartment, pointing out these are things to look at in your due diligence. Now, the second component of the school is I'm going to give you live training for 3 days with me, where I'm your sole instructor for 3 days. And this is my Small Apartments boot camp. It's 3-day boot camp training with me, teach you the business, and you're going to watch me call sellers and agents live in the front of the room. Where you as a student, the students go out and you go to the websites, and I have you print out listings off the websites and bring them from all over the country. We do a stack on the table, and on open microphone, I start dialing, and I verbatim follow the script. And you get to hear how those brokers and sellers respond in a predictable manner to the script that we're using. There's a picture of me doing one at a recent boot camp. And then you're going to watch offers being made. And then we're going to pick some of those, and we're going to make offers right there in the room. And we're going to send out the offers. We're going to craft the offer together and send them out to see how methodical and mathematical, simple math the process is, following the system. Also at the live boot camp, you're going to establish your plan with me to getting you either into your first deal or scaling up. That's the advantage of the live format. I get to work with you directly for 3 days. Now, you receive 2 tickets for yourself and your spouse or partner. They're good for 2 years. You can attend any of our boot camps. We conduct them monthly all over the country. In a minute, I'll show you the schedule. And you can do a return visit for free in the first year. So you actually can come to 2 boot camps in the first year. The value of those 2 tickets is $3,997. Oh my gosh, what happened here? Look at the value is $3,997. The third component in your business is going to be the follow-up support you're going to receive from me. Because you're going to have 1 year, 12 months of support. And it's going to include, first of all, monthly live Q&A webinars and deal-making webinars, where you're going to come on the webinar and you're going to submit your questions, submit your deals, your offers, have them reviewed, and you're going to see other people's questions and offers being reviewed from all across the country on their first apartment deals. Answer your questions live. We're going to structure deals right there in front of you on the webinars. And also during that year, you're going to receive unlimited email support from me. I'm going to answer your questions, review your deals, and review your offers as you're growing your business. The value of that 1 year of support is $2,400. So let's recap it. It's my apartment home study system. The immediate digital download, which you're going to have as soon as we process your order. You go to a website where you can download it to your device so you can get started right away. 2 tickets to my Small Apartments Live Boot Camp. They're good for the next 2 years. You can re-attend for free in the first year. And 12 months of support with the 12 monthly Q&A webinars and deal-making webinars and unlimited email support on your deals, simply following the system. You add it all up, total real value is $8,391 for the program. Your investment is $2,497 for all 3 components. But for being here at Metrolina, I have an event special. When you order here, in agreement with Metrolina, when you order here in the room, I'm knocking $1,000 off. You're not paying $2,497, you're paying just $1,497 and receiving everything that I've given you in the school. In addition, there's bonuses for the action takers. For those of you who are the first buyers, for the first 5 buyers, what you can receive for the first 90 days is I'm going to call 3 brokers for you using the script as you listen in. We're going to get on the phone together, and I'm going to call brokers using the script, and you're going to listen in, and you're going to hear exactly how those brokers respond. And when they get to the end of the script and they say, hey, I have a couple of deals that come to mind, I'm going to give them your name and your email address and send the deal flow to you. So I'm going to prime the pump by getting on the phone and getting your deal flow started with you. The second thing we're going to do is I'm going to review your offers and your purchase agreements for the next 90 days over the phone with you. So So when you have an offer, I want to go over it with you together. When we have a contract, we're going to go over it together over the next 90 days. So we'll be able to look at it right with you over the phone. And then the third bonus for the action takers for the first 5 is a joint venture partnering online training that you're going to receive for scaling up your business. Because the focus of this program is to get you into your first deal. Once you get in your first deal, you're going to scale up with the joint venture partnerships. I generated my first $1 million in revenue using no cash and no risk and no credit because I scaled up to joint venture partners. I'm going to give you the training so you know how to do that as soon as you get the first deal closed. So when you sign up the first 5, you're going to receive a certificate signed by me that gives you access to the action taker bonuses for being amongst the first 5 in the back of the room. The value of that's $2,495 for those bonuses to get you in your first deal. Now I guarantee the program, and it's my better than risk-free guarantee, and this is how it works. It's pretty much unprecedented. You're going to sign up here. You're going to test drive the entire program. You're going to get the home study system physically in the box back there, and then you're going to receive it digitally so you can download it to your computer. Come join the next monthly live Q&A and deal structuring webinar and experience that. See what that's all about. Bring your own deals. Bring your own questions. Experience all of that. Take the next 30 days. If you want to come to a boot camp the next 30 days, you can go through the entire boot camp. And you have until the last day, the last minute of the last day to decide the programs for you. Experience the whole program. If you decide it's not, for whatever reason, after doing your due diligence, to cancel, simply notify my office, return the box of materials within the next 30 days, and you receive a full 100% refund, no questions asked. And here's the crazy part. You get to keep the digital home study system, which you're going to be downloading on your computer. All of my business systems, all of my software, all of my intellectual know-how, scripts, everything, all the training is going to be in your possession. That's yours to keep, even if you decide to return the program and get a full refund. That's how much confidence I have in the program. Now, in addition, I'm also going to sweeten the pot. I'm going to give you my 90-day challenge where you can get your investment back. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want success stories for my next book. We had a bestseller that came out. We're working on the second book now, and it's going to be full of more success stories. And I want you to be the success story in my book. So what I'm going to do is when you close an apartment deal in the next 90 days, I'm going to send you a check for your investment. I'm going to give you that extra motivation. I'm going to give you that extra challenge to drive you to get you into that first deal. And I'm going to work with you for the first action takers, be on the phone with you and reviewing all your offers and your agreements just to get you into that first deal because I want your success story. So when you do a deal and you make $12,000, no, you don't make $12,000. You made $12,000 plus $1,497 because I'm sending you the check. Here are the qualifications. It's real simple. Either flip a buy or duplex or higher. Send me the settlement statement so I can see the date of the closing, and I'll send you a check. But I do ask for a written testimonial from you and a photo of you, photo of the property, and a photo of the check if you have the check. And your 90 days begins as soon as you get the system, the physical box. The physical box. Here's some recent 90-day challenge winners. This is an example of a wholesale. This is Delwyn Marks. He lives in Houston. He flipped his first 2 apartments in his first 90 days. He flipped a 4-plex. He made $11,000. He flipped a 7-plex. He made $23,000. $34,000 in his first 90 days. Here's a buy and hold example from our 90-day challenge winners. This is Darren Dixie. He lives in Atlanta, Georgia. He bought his first apartment. It was 27 units in Indiana. He bought it nothing down with seller financing, just like Michael. And he has $3,400 a month cash flow after paying his investor. His very first deal. And by the way, he found it on LoopNet. Here's a third 90-day challenge winner. This is a rehab and improving example. Forced appreciation. This is Patrick Smith. He lives in Baltimore. He bought his first apartment. Had 7 units upstairs, 3 retail spaces downstairs. He made $125,000 equity, and he has more upside because he still has room to raise his rents, his occupancy. Very first deal, he was 28 years old. And I always say, I wish I had known this stuff when I was 28 years old. The fact of the matter is, it's all here for you because everybody all across the country using the same system to achieve the results. That's the program. It's my small apartment school. You save $1,000 when you buy it here. You get a $1,000 discount, my better than risk-free guarantee, and my 90-day challenge. So let me hand out the registration forms, and I'm going to show you the schedule on here as well. You would pass that around. Yep. Yeah, take a batch. Start at the back if you would. There you go. JC, thank you. Pass those down. Maybe take that. There you go, Gary. Pass those. Who does not have a goldenrod sheet? Michael, you got some spares? There's some back there. There's some. Thank you. There's one. Who else does not have one? Do y'all have one? Anyone not have one over here? There you go. There you go, Herman. Anyone not have one? All right, if you look at these, right here in the front. Okay, one. All right, if you look at the form real quick. Okay, here it is, the apartment school. There's a guarantee in writing. So you have it right there, your better than risk-free guarantee. There's everything you're going to be receiving. Now, we conduct our boot camps every month around the country. The next 90 days, we're going to have one in Houston this month. We're going to be in Orlando in February and San Francisco in March. There's your event special pricing. So what you need to do is go to the back of the room. You'll fill in your payment information with Metrolina. The first 5 receive the certificate where you're going to be with me on the phone doing the broker calls. You're also going to be, I'll be reviewing your contracts and your offers over the next 90 days. And you're going to be receiving our $1,500 joint venture partnering online seminar. That's the program. I want to thank you guys for your attention today. I'll be in the back of the room getting some water, and I'll be happy to answer your questions about apartments and answer your questions about the program. Thank you so much for coming out, everyone.